back. I don't do the game thing, no diss to the game. I keep mine 100, cause I only got one name.
Alright, this is a Johnny Feeder. We are here in the studio with DeAndre Bonds, featured actor in such films as The Wood, The Heist, Tales from the Hood,
Get on the Bus,
Get on the Bus,
Three Strikes,
and many more.
Lockdown, Sunset Park.
Hey,
did you say that?
Sunset? No, you said no. Right. The list goes on, ladies and gentlemen. We got the man sitting right here to my left. All right, man. So we up here in the studio. Now we in a music studio. We not on a film set today. So, I mean, tell me, is this new for you? Is this something you've always been into, rapping?
Yes, sir. I was rapping before I ever did any movies. It was, I started rapping when I was like 15, and I think I did my first movie when I was 17, 18. So, I never lost the expression or the love of expression of lyrics and music, because it's something that you can share from within you.
I feel you. Now, I'm gonna get into this later, but because a lot of us know that you just recently got out.
Yes, sir.
Of the
penal institution.
Yes, exactly.
Correctional facilities, they call them, rehabilitation center.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're in July of 2011. When did you get released?
March 29th, 2011.
Okay, so we just a couple months after your release, and now you in the studio doing the music, putting these tracks down for taking a new mixtape for your album coming out.
Yes, sir. Real life.
Did these songs that you're rapping about, were they inspired from your time in prison? I mean, is this?
Well, everything that for the most part, that I speak about is something that I lived, that I endured, and that, I have a right to express. It's nothing, it's certain bits and pieces of, anybody life that can influence you. So, however, for the most part, my music is my music. And, it's something that I've been through, and it's important to me, and it's real. I wrote while I was incarcerated, and some of the songs that's coming out were wrote in the hole prior to me getting out. 40 days prior to me being released, I was in the hole the whole time, so I got released from the hole.
Do you feel rappers need to go to the pen to get street cred?
No, not at all. Too many people have the cliche or the thought that prison makes you hard, or getting shot makes you hard, or more credible. And it absolutely doesn't, because you got more brothers. I got brothers that I admire that never been to the pen, and they more powerful, and they really doing something out here to change they self and other people they helping. So it's like, whether you go to prison or that's not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna break you if you're not quickly in tune with who you are if you have to go through that. However, I ain't ever going through that again.
All right, man. So while you was, locked up, a lot of those brothers in there had to know that you came from the movies, and that you played a lot of gang-related roles in these movies.
Yes, sir.
I have to ask, how were you welcomed, let's say, walking into that environment?
Anybody see you portray a role, or, especially on TV.
Let me stop you, man, because you've never been in a, let me clear this up. You've never been in a gang.
No, sir.
You just played it
on TV.
Film.
Yeah, only in movie.
So,
however, I grew up in gang environment oriented neighborhoods. I grew up in the South Central LA, so gangs is nothing new to me. However, I never chose to be a gang member or a gang banger. I sold candy and I pumped gas, man, growing up. Because that's what I had to do for my family, man. That's who I am. Tell you 100% truth. Gangs was all around me. However, I was focused on other things that had, and that's how I ultimately was graced with the path to being in a movie, because I was on the right path, a righteous path, that one of my dreams was answered. Easy. They don't take into consideration, I also played a crip in a movie called 3 Strikes, and that should balance it.
Right.
Because I played with much passion in that role as I played with in all my roles.
So are you working on any films right now?
Well, I went out for audition for the first time since I was released, and I booked the part.
Nice.
So it was my first audition. I got the part. It's for a miniseries or television series on TNT. I'm not gonna say what name because I'm not getting paid to promote the television yet. However, once they send me in, well, I'm come in. But I booked my first audition. That's what matters.
Well, hey man, I'm glad that you're doing something positive. I wish you the best of success. I love your vision, man, your mentality and your passion of what you're doing.
Yes,
because it's coming from the right place, brother. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And this is the kind of stuff that we need to hear. Me personally, I don't want to get all my personal thoughts into this interview, man, but what you're talking about resonates with me in the way I think and how I feel, brother. And we need to hear more brothers like you talk like this, man, because it's positive talk and it's real talk.
Yes, sir.
And what you're saying is what needs to be happening.
Absolutely.
So I just wish you the best, brother. And hey, it's been good, brother.